going to be doing this makeup look on this eye. So let's get to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the first color. Sorry if I keep going this way, but this is where I usually have all my stuff because I keep losing everything in my desk. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with the first shadow, and this one is the Free to Be. This is a eyeshadow from M.A.C Cosmetics. It's a pinkish corally look, not look, but eye color. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this on a fluffy brush, and that is going to be my first color, and that's going to be my transition color. So you want to go ahead and apply this right onto the crease. Kind of lift your eye a little bit up. So, you know, I do have hooded eyes a little bit, so I have to kind of lift up so I can apply shadow there. So I am going to pull a little bit and kind of wing it out. And then I'm just going back and forth and kind of fill that in. So you guys can see that. So that is my first color. I do kind of like to bring up the shadows a little bit high. I kind of just like leaving a little bit of brow bone, as you guys can see. So I'm not going all the way high because I'm going to go ahead and apply another color there. So I'm going to go ahead and put aside my shadow. And then I'm just going to go and grab another fluffy brush. And I'm going with Makeup Geek's eyeshadow in Chickadee. And it has become one of my favorite shadows. And it's like a light orangey color. And I'm just grabbing another fluffy brush, and I'm just going to pack some color onto it. And then that's going to be right on top of... I'm going to use that as a blending out color for the pinky shade. And you guys can see I still left a little bit so I can apply my highlight color. So I'm happy with that. So for the highlight color, before I even start losing the brow bone, because usually when I start blending, everything kind of just goes all over the place, I am going to use Makeup Geek's Shimma Shimma. It's become another one of my favorites from Makeup Geek. And let me see where I leave my brush. See, I told you guys over here. I'm going to apply Shimma Shimma right onto my brow bone, just to kind of highlight a little bit. And then I kind of sweep it down here and then kind of blend it down to the orangey, so you don't have like just matte and then it goes to shimmer. So I kind of just blend the shimmery shadow onto the color, so it goes from like matte to like matte shimmery color, and then it goes to the shimmery color. I don't know if it makes sense, but you want it to kind of go into a transition and not just go into full on matte and then, you know, just matte. So I mean glitters, shimmer. So you want to just go ahead and kind of bring it down a little bit so it doesn't go all crazy, look all crazy. So I'm just going to go back and kind of, you know, blend everything out. And I'm using kind of a light hand to it because I don't want it to be too rough and then it's kind of too bright. So it's kind of supposed to be like light going into like medium and then like a dark. So that's what I'm going for. Alright, so once I see that I'm good with that, I am going to, oh, let me put it back, because usually if I leave my shadows out, they get lost, or Junior kind of pokes them and breaks them, and then that's the end of that shadow. So I'm going to go grab M.A.C Aquadistic, and I haven't used this shadow in a long time, and it's like a turquoise color. And I'm using a Eva flat little brush. I'm going to apply a little bit of setting spray to the brush. I do want to apply it wet just because I feel like I have more control. So I just kind of spray with Fix Plus, and then I grab the shadow and then I start kind of sweeping it where I want it. This kind of helps a lot more with the fallout, so you don't have as much as fallout. Kind of controls it, and then you can actually, you know, control where you want to apply the eyeshadow. So that's what I like doing that. So I just want to, and then from there I kind of wing it out. Like you guys maybe not see it here, but it kind of helped me. I'm going to wing it out a little bit so I know where I'm going to start applying the other shadows. And then I start kind of packing it a little bit. I mean, I'm not really concentrating this shadow because as you guys can see, I did go ahead and apply glitter. So I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, so for the next shadows, I'm going with 2 more MAC shadows. I'm going with Nocturnal, and I am going with Sketch. So I'm going to be mixing those 2 colors, so that can be my transition, kind of deepening the crease a little bit so I can get a little bit more depth. I was planning on leaving it like this, but I felt like it kind of needed something. So I went ahead and did that. So I'm just going to go ahead and, let me see if I can find a little brush before I even start. Going to start kind of following the line that I have, and then kind of bring it out a little bit, as you guys can see, like kind of like a little wing, and then start building the color in. So I just want to do that. This is just going to kind of smoke it out without using any browns or black shadows, because that's what tendently a lot of people do when they want to smoke out a look. They kind of go with those browns and black shadows. So we want to avoid those colors here because we're doing a spring look. So you guys can see it's already starting. So I used this little tiny brush that I kind of made myself. It was supposed to be a fluffy brush, but it broke. So I kind of just squeezed it down and made it like into this little tiny brush. So worked out. Going back with a fluffy brush and applied some more of that and kind of just, you know, went back to it. This is just going to help us kind of spread a little bit more of the product and then kind of blend it out. And then I feel like I kind of bring it in a little bit more. So I'm just going to go back again with the same orangey color. Kind of brighten it up a little bit more, and then the pinky shade color just to blend that Nocturnal and Sketch a little bit, and then going back again just to kind of deepen it a little bit more. So I'm kind of good with that because I'm going to apply another color. So let me put this one back. So I'm going to grab the Morphe palette, and I'm going to grab this magenta reddish color. I'm going to grab a little bit of it, and I'm going to go over Nocturnal and Sketch just a little bit. So, and it should look like that. I'm going to place some here because I think it's missing a little bit. Okay. Oopsie. So kind of wing it out a little bit. You want to kind of pull it out to make your eyes appear a little bit bigger. So that's what I'm doing. Pulling it out a little bit more. There. Okay. For the fun part, I'm using the Eye Candy Cosmetics glitters. They have new glitters out. So I'm going to be using the turquoise one. I am sorry, I don't know the name of it, but I will look for it and let you guys know what's the name. It didn't come with the name on my glitters for some reason. But yeah, so it's a turquoise color. And I like to use the Eye Candy liquid sugar. And I will put a link on the bottom bar for you guys if you guys are interested. Or you guys can search Eye Candy Cosmetics, but they're spelled differently, so you might not find it. But I'll put the link on the bottom bar just for you guys. I'm going to, let's see, I have all these brushes here. None of them I liked. So I'm just going to go and grab, here it is, another Zoeva brush, and this is the all over shader, and it looks like that. I'm going to, I kind of dip the liquid sugar on like the back of a cap of lashes and kind of just wet my brush with it. And then I just grab the glitter with my brush from the cap and then kind of just start placing it where I want it. So I just want to make sure that I kind of pack it as much as I want. You can do whatever you guys want. If you guys want to apply a lot or little, I kind of don't want too much glitter, but okay. So just kind of make sure you don't have any bald spots. So I'm just kind of clean up the fallout that I have. Okay. So I think I'm going back again with the Morphe magenta color. And kind of, I always have issues opening this. I'm going back to kind of just apply a little bit more because I feel like I have a bald spot right there. So. Okay, there we go. It looks better now. Had like a little bald spot right there and I didn't like it, so. You can go back and kind of start reapplying the shadows. I'm going to go back with Chickadee and kind of just brighten it up a little bit because I do want to have all the colors to pop out, but you know, yeah, I want you to be able to see all the colors I used. A lot of people ask me, how many shadows do you have on? And I'll be counting 5 and they're like, wow, you have room for that many? Yeah, you know. So yeah, this one is kind of a little bit higher, slower than the other one. So I'm just gonna go and, you know, you just want to go back and forth and look yourself in the mirror and see that they're both matching, because you don't want to have one eye higher than the other one. You're gonna look kind of crazy. So. And you can go, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply my House of Lashes Iconic. So I'm just going to wait for them to dry a little bit so I can reapply my liquid liner, and then I'll apply mascara and I'll show you guys. So for the bottom part, I'm going back with this color right here, and I'm just going to kind of apply this right on the bottom lash line, and it's kind of going all the way to there. Okay, it's not perfect because we're going to go ahead and apply other colors to kind of blend that out. I'm grabbing my MARYLOU MINIZER and I'm kind of wetting the brush a little bit. It's a pencil brush, and I'm kind of just applying some of that to the pencil brush and then applying this right onto the tear duct. Wetting it, it kind of makes the luminizer kind of brighten up. It kind of looks brighter for some reason. I don't know if you guys can see how cool that looks. Just gonna grab a blending little brush to kind of just smooth out any harsh lines from the luminizer. Okay. For the rest of the shadows, I'm going back with the orange shadow, and then, you know, just the same thing I did, I'm going to be doing at the bottom. So, Chickadee. And then the pink shadow. And then just to kind of like intensify it a little bit more, I'm going back and I'm going to apply that same magenta color, and I'm leaving it as that, so I'm good. Just going to back and clean out some fallout. Okay. And then I'm using the mascara, Makeup Forever mascara, and it's going right here. For lips, I'm using the Kimchi doll, and this one's from Dry Cosmetics. Is the new one from Sophia. If you guys don't know who she is, it has her signature on it. And my lips are like really dry, guys, for some reason. I woke up and I can't even smile of how dry my lips feel. So I'm just gonna go and grab my Gingerly from MAC blush, if I can find it, because I have that on here. Here you go. And I'm just gonna touch up the blush a little bit, because I feel like it's kind of like fading, because I kind of didn't really use a lot of it. Okay. And yeah, so I used that Kelly Baker pencil. I need to get myself one. Anyone, because it's kind of done almost. And line up my waterline just to kind of brighten up my eyes a little bit more. And yes, so this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a really nice glittery makeup look. So yeah, I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.